And it has been 20 years since I lost everything, that fateful day. It's called a live day, the day you cheat death or whatever. And I don't know, for some reason, I just decided, like, 20 years is a big thing. I'm pretty sure a lot of people haven't seen many people. Let me see if I can't get a whole bunch of people together, throw a big party, big celebration. And not just a day, let's make it a weekend. And so I just had about 130 people at my house, like 40 tents camped throughout the yard, live music, big pig roast, cornhole tournament, ping pong tournament. What happened this weekend was absolutely magical.
Cue the conversation!
Hello and welcome to Q the Conversation. What's happening? It's me, Paul Amadeus Lane, and that awesome guy right there is.
Bryson Foster and Paul, we got a really exciting episode. I know we say that every week, but I feel like everybody just keeps raising the bar. But today we have who I think we both call the OG quantum guy, the GOAT, in my opinion, Bryan Anderson on the show. Paul, what are your thoughts? How excited are you to have our good friend on?
Man, I am so delighted to have Bryan on the show with us. I remember I met Bryan at the LA Abilities Expo, and I think I still have an email. I was chasing an interview with Bryan for many years. I would email him and everything. And that was before I was with Quantum as an ambassador. And when I became an ambassador, I was like, I finally get to talk to Bryan one day about all of the greatness that he has done. And Bryan, I really loved the way he would be at the Abilities Expo, man. He would make sure our chairs were working good and everything. Really enjoyed him. And if anyone knows football, you've seen Bryan even on Thursday Night Football when they honored him. And Bryson, you and Bryan may be on competing sides. When it comes to football, sometime, right?
Yeah. As we record this, this weekend the Bears play my Cincinnati Bengals, who Paul, the Bungles showed back up on Sunday. A 1 point loss to the New York Jets. I was struggling, Paul. I was struggling, but me and Brian are on opposing sides. I just hope Caleb Williams and the Bears don't destroy my Bengals defense this weekend. But Joe Flacco has been rolling. What are your thoughts on the NFL season, Paul? And also, you might have some thoughts on the World Series going on too.
I sure do. As we record this last night, my Dodgers, I'm a West Coast kid, 18 innings. Freddie Freeman, the new Mr. October, hit a home run to win the game last night. And that's the second time, Bryson, that the Dodgers went 18 innings. Back in 2018, they went against the Red Sox. Home run, I think it was Max Muncy who hit the home run in 18
Yeah.
innings back then. So, uh, only thing then, the Dodgers lost to the Red Sox in the World Series. So, I don't want that to be kind of like what's going to happen here. So, I'm kind of cautiously optimistic, Bryson, You know what I mean?
Hey, the Blue Jays are a divisional counterpart from the Red Sox, so you might need to watch out there. But yeah, what a crazy game! 18 innings. Paul, I don't know about you. I could not stay up for that. I fell asleep. I feel for those guys. They got to come back today as we're recording this and play just in a few hours. They probably haven't had a lot of sleep. But, Paul, that's the price of immortality, right? That's the price of winning the championship. Sometimes you got to do hard things, and it's going to be interesting to see. This series has been really fun. Bats have been firing for both sides. I really think that the Dodgers bullpen is going to be something to watch for if they can get them there. But you'll have some great starters in LA, so it's going to be fun to the end. What's your
You
prediction,
know,
though, Paul? You
you know
think
what,
it's 5 games,
Bryson?
6 games?
But when this episode actually airs, we'll find out if Bryce Tadamas was correct. And I'm with you. I think the Dodgers will take it in 5. So we'll see if our predictions were perfect. And I will tell you this: you talked about immortality, Bryson. I always talk about different movies. I have that brain; it goes there. When you said that, a movie came to mind for me, Bryson.
What movie came to mind?
The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones. Remember that one?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Remember when they found the last night in that tomb, where the immortality cup was, the cup of Christ, the water and everything. And remember when Indy, found the right cup, and the knight said, "Well, that's the price for immortality. You can't leave this room right there." So that brought up that. So maybe the Dodgers, as long as they don't leave Los Angeles, they'll win. So if they have to go back to Toronto, I'm not sure, Bryson. So, you know, you feel me on this?
I do. I do. I like that analogy, Paul. Sounds a little do or die for the Dodgers, but hey, that's what it is for sure, Paul. Sadly, I don't have a dog in the fight. Your Dodgers whooped up on my Reds. Man, it's hard to be a Cincinnati sports fan. I feel like everybody we talk to is just better than my team, and it just makes me sad.
I totally get it, my friend. Totally get it. So, you out there who are watching and listening, do us a favor. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Please share these amazing episodes. It's never about me and Bryson. It's all about our amazing guests. And Bryson, I am so glad we're going to get a chance to talk to the GOAT here coming up, Bryan Anderson, and just get a chance to know him a little bit more and just his incredible story.
Paul, let's dig right into it. Let's bring our guest on. But before we do that, let's tell a little bit about Bryan Anderson. Now, Bryan means a lot to us, but for those that don't know, Bryan Anderson lives in Rolling Meadows, Illinois. Bryan enlisted in the Army in April of 2001 and served 2 tours in Iraq. In October 2005, we'll talk about that, just 20 years, Bryan was injured by an IED, resulting in the loss of his left hand and both legs. But that didn't stop Bryan, and as a national spokesperson for Quantum Rehab, Bryan travels the country, making appearances and speaking in major rehab facilities, delivering his message of perseverance and determination. Energetic and enthusiastic, Bryan likes to challenge himself. Paul, get this. He enjoys rock climbing, snowboarding, wakeboarding, and whitewater rafting. He's a bit of a daredevil. But truly, he is the man, and like Paul and I said, he's our GOAT. So please welcome our good friend Bryan Anderson to the show.
Bryan, what's
Um,
happening, buddy?
Not much. How you guys doing? It's
Doing
good to
fantastic.
see you guys. It's been a while.
Good to see you too. And
Yes,
Bryson, I
sir. Good to
forgot to
see you as well.
say, Bryan also works on wheelchairs too because in LA Abilities
Oh,
Expo, Bryan was there doing some wheelchair repairs too. So we got to give him props on that too, Bryan.
yeah. Got to get it done, man.
You
Getting
know
down on the
it.
ground, changing a bunch of tires and stuff. It's good. So, where are you right now?
I am in Southern California. I live in the desert. So I live in a
Okay.
part of town called Adelanto. It's near Victorville area. So that's where I'm at. And B
Okay.
Money, where you at?
North
I'm in
Carolina,
Concord,
right?
North Carolina. So, yes, sir, right
Yeah,
outside
I
of
knew that one.
Charlotte. Yeah, it's a little damp and gloomy here today, but yeah, you can probably tell by the southern twang. Yes, that's what everybody says. But
Yeah. It's here too, actually. Oh, and that that intro and bio or whatever, we're gonna have to update that one. That's a little old now.
All right. Well, that's a good point. Well, Bryan, tell us what you've been up to, buddy. Let us know.
Oh, now? Oh boy.
Absolutely.
Eesh. Well, I do a lot. I'm doing a play November 12th. It's called Scars to Scripts, and they take professional actors. Well, this guy DB Sweeney. You ever guys see that movie? Oh, you're shaking your head like you know who he is. Um, well, yeah. So he's putting on this thing. It's a fundraiser for creative vets, and taking professional actors to play out actual soldier stories at a fundraiser event. So I get to do that in November 12th. Wow, I'm scared. I've never done theater acting before, so it's a little nerve wracking, but I'm excited. I'll give it a go. Like I'm always about like, well, if I've never done it before, I might as well try it once at least, right? And like, but it's different. Like acting in like, movies and TV. It's like cameras. You mess up, you can cut and go over again. This is like, nope. You're in front of everybody, and you got to do it right the first time. And so that I don't know. It's just a different dynamic. It's cool. Um, so then also, I work for the Gary Sinise Foundation. We help with soldiers and stuff, and then USA Cares, and I also now play wheelchair rugby for Oscar Mike, and we're in the only all veteran wheelchair team in the league. Our coach is actually Team USA coach, which is really cool, and you never know where that goes. Also, this this rugby team, Oscar Mike Militia, that's our rugby team. Then there's Oscar Mike Apparel, and then Oscar Mike Foundation, which is on the move. Oscar Mike means military jargon for on the move. And it's all about getting our disabled veterans back on the move. Because you can't just, you got to move, get back with life. Just because you got hurt or something bad happened doesn't mean you get to sit around and do nothing anymore. You got to live life, get back on the move. Look, like you guys are doing stuff,
Yeah, but
right?
not as big as what you're doing, Brian. I mean, that's amazing. And when you were first approached about being in this play, what were some of the things that kind of went through your mind?
Oh, um, and I was standing with Gary Sinise too. So we were at Disney in December, and DB Sweeney is also one of Gary Sinise's ambassadors, and I am too. And so we were both down at Disney. We take all the kids of fallen soldiers and first responders to Disney before Christmas, and it was this amazing thing. But the three of us are standing there, and DB's talking about doing this fundraiser play type thing, and that's when he looks at me and he goes, "You'd be great." And I was like, "Oh, really?" Like, I don't know. You say professional actors, and I'm like, I mean, I don't know about professional. And he goes, "Oh no, you'd be great. You'd be great." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "You know what? I'll give you a call. You're in it. You're all, you're in it." I'm like, "Okay." And so then, like, I rolled away, um, and just kind of put my head down, like, "Are you really ready to do a play? Like, can you do that?" And I'm just like, "I don't know." But there was a point after my injury, um, I got extremely lucky that when I came out from Walter Reed, when I came home, I came out on the cover of Esquire magazine. I mean, they say, it has to, I don't know. I say it was complete luck. Yeah, I had a good attitude, whatever. I happened to be at the right place, the right time, and that happened. But because of that, when I went home, a lot of doors opened for me. And I told myself, you know what? You don't know where life is going to go, or what life's going to be like, or what it looks like. You don't know how independent you're going to be. You don't know anything. But because you don't know that, don't close any doors. Take every opportunity that comes your way. You never know where it leads. And you can always just say, nope, I don't like that. And so I literally just started taking every opportunity that came my way to see where it led. And it led to a pretty incredible ride.
That's awesome. And Bryson, that's why we call him the GOAT, man. That's why we call him the GOAT, right, Bryson?
Most definitely. I know, Brian, you said you were nervous, but you do great at everything you do. So I have no doubt in my mind that you'll do great. But one thing you said in that answer that actually a question I had down. So when I was in grad school, I did a lot about the idea of transition, people going from being able-bodied to having a disability. So and you kind of mentioned that coming home after your injury. But what was that transition process like? Maybe not just in the social, but also physically. How did you find kind of that independence again? So, what was that transition process like for you, and kind of what went into it?
Well, so I tell people all the time, I consider myself a very lucky one. Yeah, people look at me and automatically assume like you're three limbs. Oh my gosh, it's kind of shocking at first, but when you really think about it, um, I have all my core strength. I have all my function. I do not have, a spinal cord injury that comes with a lot of issues in itself. And before that, I used to be a gymnast, and so that old life really helped me transition into my new life. And like I was able to look at the world instead of as an obstacle, as an apparatus, like like the high bar. How can I make that piece work for me? And I don't know. That's just the way I started looking at it. And I kind of looked at everything as like my own little jungle gym. And so like I'm in and out of my chair all the time. I'm on the floor. I'm hopping around. I tried legs for a while. That I mean, I could walk, but I was way, way inefficient. Like slow. Couldn't like tippy toes or like reach up. And if you pick up a backpack, it just throws the whole center of balance off. And then so I went into a chair and holy crap, my efficiency became way better. Like being able to take out the garbage, and for me, being able to hop onto the counter and reach something higher, I'd be able to get way higher than if I had legs on. And so, I just kind of adapted myself to the world, I guess. I don't know.
Introducing the new Edge 4, the new and improved mid-wheel drive Group 3 complex rehab power wheelchair from Quantum Rehab. Uniting the best qualities of its predecessors with next-gen features, Edge 4 sets a new standard for mid-wheel drive excellence. The Edge 4 boasts 4 pole motors and 7-inch casters to help negotiate real-world obstacles. Switch-operated LED accent lights are integrated into the casters for increased light projection. The Edge 4 continues to improve upon Quantum's well-known independent smooth ride suspension. It comes available in 17 color choices, including 9 brand new Quantum colors. The newest addition to Quantum's successful Edge lineup, the Edge 4, is available now. Check it out at quantumrehab.com.
One of my first memories of you too, where you talk about being in and out of your chair, was in Pennsylvania, and you hopped right out of your chair. And I was like, "Whoa, I could never do that." So, where do you think that kind of that fearlessness comes from? Do you think that kind of your injury, you went, "Hey, I've already been through kind of tough stuff." So, where do you feel that fearlessness comes from? I mean, we talked about all the things that you're involved with, like whitewater rafting and doing that. Where did that kind of mentality come from? Do you feel?
I feel like it was always there. I mean, I signed up to be a soldier, and right before that, we were all at war. I mean, I spent 2 years in Iraq. And so by that time, I mean, to me, the hardest part really was the other people. And so, like, get people looking at you, staring at you, wondering. And, like, I just told myself, kind of like, okay, please try to understand where they're coming from, right? Like, they've never seen a triple amputee before, maybe. And I certainly hadn't before. And when I woke up, the first thing I did was looked at everything. And so I kind of was just like, you know what? Screw it. Let them look. You know, put your head down, focus on what's in front of you, and do the tasks you're trying to do. It's not about them, it's about you doing you. And so I was able, for some reason, I was able to just put my head down. It's like, screw you. It's not about you. It's about me. I'm going to do this. And to be honest, like, the more I did that, the more people actually were way more receptive. And instead of like, I encourage people to try to ask questions or whatever, because that's all it really is. It's just people uneducated and curious and want to know. Not everybody is so open to, be talking about their injury and stuff. And you just, kind of respectfully say, I'd rather not talk about it, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day. But most people that I've come across will tell you straightforward, and so to me that feels like a pretty good way. And it's even also, how I start my speeches, like, hey, this is me. Um, Take off my arm, hold it up, do this. I get down on the floor and I'm like, look at me, stare, ask questions. I'm not afraid of you. Don't be afraid of me. That kind of thing. And so I feel like I've always had that kind of mentality. And now that I'm older though, I'm 44 now. I feel I've like, all right, well, I've done some crazy stuff. And now I have a Can-Am Spider. It's a 3-wheeled motorcycle, 2 wheels in the front, one in the back. And on that, I had that thing in Pennsylvania. And when I was in Pennsylvania driving that thing, I was nuts. Like, I shouldn't have done some things I did. And now when I'm riding it, I'm finding myself like, why? I'm scared to die. So why don't you slow down a little bit and be responsible? And so like, that's kind of coming out of me now, or I'm growing out of it, being a little bit more smart. Like, I kind of put myself in I've risked my life so many times. I'm running out of risks. So I need to chill.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, kind of going back to your time in the military, can you talk about why you wanted to serve in the U.S. Army, and kind of what led to you saying, "Hey, you know what? I want to be a soldier."
Um, sure. Well, like I said, I was a gymnast, right? And all those army commercials would show these obstacle courses and things like that. And, a big motivation was like, "Psh, I could do that." and I always wanted to see if I could try or whatever, do it. So there was a good motivation there, but the big one was I was a little guy. I was only like 5'6.5", 5'7", 125 pounds maybe, and but I was scrappy. I was a tough little dude, and I always wanted to look out for the little guy. That's also why I became an MP. And I couldn't think of a better way to be able to see things, experience things, and help the little guy and serve my country all at the same time than joining the military. Um, and so that's what I did.
So, with this episode and really this month of November, it's Veterans Day is coming up, and it's a day for all of us to reflect and remember those who've served. So, of course, you have a long history. You're a Purple Heart winner. Like you said, you served in the military, were injured through that. But what does Veterans Day mean to you specifically? And kind of maybe what are your plans for Veterans Day this year?
um, so that's twofold actually. But as far as what it means for me, Veterans Day for me is the general, let's appreciate everyone who served. Um, and we do that. And so this year, with our Oscar Mike rugby team and foundation, we wanted to put on, and this is actually really cool. We found out fundraisers were always kind of self-serving, and rightfully so. It's kind of the nature of the business. But how could we also give back at the same time? And so we created, I'm pretty sure it's the first disability awards, basically. And we made it like an Oscars. And it's called the Impact Awards. And we had the first one last year. So this November 7th on Friday will be our second one. And big players were there. Google, Amazon, they got awards. You know, we're trying to push this, but also like Brown Ability or USA WRA, Wheelchair Rugby Association got awards. And it's all about creating more awareness about the community and focusing a spotlight on those companies that are doing good things for the disabled community. So that's cool. So that'll be Friday. And then on Sunday, I got to fly to Nashville because I'm going to do a play the day after Veterans Day for a fundraising event for creative vets. And it's called Scars to Scripts, where they take stories from real soldiers and get professional actors to act them out on stage. And so, yeah, that's the first time I'm ever going to be theater acting. I've never done that. There's no second takes. So I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited to try something new and just try to have a good experience. That's what I'm going to do for Veterans Day. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Well, Bryan, make sure you share pictures on social media so we can all check you out. You doing your thing and everything. Something tells me you're gonna kill it, my friend. You're gonna make it do what it does.
I do, yeah. That's the hard thing for me. Is I can't stand social media, and I'm horrible at taking pictures and things like that. Like I just had this whole amazing event, and I didn't take one picture. I'm relying on everybody else to send me pictures. It's like crap.
Now, can you
So
talk about
I'll
that
try.
event? Can you
Huh?
talk about that event?
You really want to talk about that?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So I was blown up on October 23rd, 2005. Just last Thursday was October 23rd, 2025. And it has been 20 years since I lost everything, that fateful day. Um, and to be honest, I've never cared about my Alive Day. It's called an Alive Day, the day you cheat death or whatever. It's what it's supposed to be. And I've never cared, never celebrated, never done anything. And I don't know, for some reason, I just decided 20 years is a big thing. I'm pretty sure a lot of people haven't seen many people. Let me see if I can't get a whole bunch of people together, throw a big party, big celebration. And not just a day, let's make it a weekend. And so I just had about 130 people at my house, like 40 tents camped throughout the yard, live music, big pig roast, cornhole tournament, ping pong tournament, pickleball, this game called Crokinole. It's a Canadian game. Um, I don't know. Gary Sinise showed up, Lieutenant Dan himself. I mean, what happened this weekend was absolutely magical. And yeah, I used the excuse to bring everybody together, but it was the people that came together. That's what made it incredible. And it kind of, I had realizations. So, like, I live kind of like on a hill, and I had this big Spider Man bouncy house up at the top of the hill for all the kids to play it and all that. And I was in my Outback, which I love that thing. Anyway, I'm driving through my yard and I'm up on that hill and I'm looking down at my house at this huge, ginormous bonfire. The band, I had live music, a band over there who's fantastic. And then just everybody getting together and how much fun everybody was having and realizing that I think that even combat vets, not just anybody, I think they need community. They need to be around each other that have, walked the same dirt. And I think we thrive way better around each other than we do alone. And so I thought it was really important and it was really cool. So
That definitely makes sense, and it sounds like you had a blast, my friend, and
yeah, it
that's
was
great.
cool.
And you kind of mentioned something too about how veterans really need each other to be around each other. Talk a little bit about if you haven't already about the transition for you after you had your accident. And tell us about the support that you received from your friends and family, and that has that shaped you and your mission now to make sure veterans are getting this same type of support.
100%, absolutely. So when I was at Walter Reed, again, like I said, I'm really one of the really, really, really lucky ones. Yeah, I'm missing 3 limbs, but other than that, I'm really lucky. I have a really great family, great friends, great support system, and they were all there for me. Um, but what I really noticed at the same time was there are a lot of soldiers at Walter Reed in the ICU. I had my family. Some people had nobody, and that's really difficult. And it's really difficult to get through something like this when you have nobody. And so I always say I had a book and I got back to good really quick. I was very fortunate. Um, and if I can do it, I feel like I can help other people's get there too. And what better calling in life than to be able to try to help people get through some. So that's
Yeah,
what I do.
that makes sense, my friend. And we're so glad that you're helping ones out there, and you've been able to do a lot of things to help veterans out, and we really appreciate that. And I know my dad was a vet before he passed away a couple of years ago, and I would always go to the VA with him, and I would see the different vets there, different veterans there, and you're right, even post either injury or different things that they're dealing with post in life, a lot of them are there by themselves, and I would notice that as well too. So thank you so much for sharing that. And Bryson, I know I sound like a broken record. That's why he the GOAT, man. That's why he the GOAT.
So I got some more for you.
Let's do it.
So also with Oscar Mike and our rugby team and all that, for the last 3 years we've been filming a documentary. You ever seen that movie Murder Ball? It was about wheelchair rugby. It came out like 2006 or whatever.
I have. I have.
Okay,
Yes.
so
I'm gonna check it out.
they kind of and it was good and it won a lot of awards and things like that. Sundance, I believe, and it was good. But um, I felt, and a lot of my buddies with Oscar Mike felt that it was kind of a little heavy and sad. And I know like ours is a little sad, so we decided to make a new one. And so for the last 3 years, we've been filming a documentary about us, and they've been following us around. And yeah, there's a lot of rugby in there, but it's a lot about us and the things we've gone through and how we've come out of it. And I watched it, and man, it's really really incredible. And it'll be out early next year. And if you want, when we get offline, I can send you a trailer, and if you want, you can blast it if you want. Pretty
Absolutely. I
cool.
mean,
Pretty cool.
you get any more tricks up your sleeves, bro?
Oh, I mean, I'm sure I do. I'm fried right now. My brain's fried.
No, I totally get it. I totally get it, my
Yeah.
friend. Totally get
Yeah.
it. And Bryson and I would be remiss if we didn't give you your props. I mean, you are the reason why we have eye level today, these quantum wheelchairs, man. Talk about how that came to fruition, because Bryson and I, we would not be able to do a lot of stuff that we're doing without eye level. Talk about that journey.
Well, I'll have to admit, I might have been a little bit of a bully with that one, but I'm really glad that I did. And so how it happened was I had been with the company now, I don't know, a while, 7, 8 years, something, I don't know, a while, where I had a good foothold in. There was a time like I moved to Pennsylvania, Scranton, um, so that I could go into the office every day, help R&D every day. I wanted to be seen. I want them to see me, and like we bounced a lot of stuff off each other. I mean, it was really an amazing thing. And so they, trusted me a lot, and I had the 6000Z, which I absolutely love that chair. That chair was awesome. Um, but I was allowed, I could take off, I probably shouldn't be saying this, but take off all the inhibits of the chair. So I could raise up. Then back then, those seat elevators, it literally took you like 60 seconds to get 10 inches. And then you were really slow. And so with the inhibits off, I was still able to do 8 miles an hour. And I'm like, oh, I've had some fun with it. And I had come out of it. It is dangerous, for sure. I never flipped it though. Um, and after one med trade, we had a party, and all they had there were all the high cocktail tables. And afterwards, we all had a company party there, and that's all it was. But all night though, and now Josh McDermott had joined the team, and Mark Smith was there at the time, and all three of us were up high, rolling around. And the three of us looked at each other, and I looked at them, and I was like, guys, like, this is amazing. But everybody needs to be able to do this, not just us. Like, we're lucky right now. And, like, why can't everybody do this? And every time we'd go and push for something like that, all the engineers and whatever, oh, it's too dangerous. It's too dangerous. You get too hot, top heavy. And I'm looking at them like, I mean, like, aren't you an engineer? Like, engineer it. Like, that's my thought process. And also, I'm sitting here thinking, like, has it really, like, all this time's come along, and am I really the first one to be saying this? Like, this seems kind of like, duh, should be a thing. And so then we kept getting pushback, kept getting pushback. And so then me, Mark, and Josh went to Scott, and we're like, hey, we need to have some dinner. And we went out to dinner, and we told Scott straightforward, like, look, everybody needs to be doing this. Like this will change everything. And like he's like, yeah, everybody keeps telling me you're coming at me and that it's too dangerous. And I kind of pleaded my case, and I was like, what's the harm in trying and all that? But Scott is very much like he loves innovation and being the first and all of that. And so he was like, all right, I got your back. Let's go. And so we started doing it, and it ended up being not that difficult, to be honest. And so yeah, and then we worked on the seat elevator to make it so that that could go faster. Now, the only thing that has not come to fruition yet that I'm still trying to push for is I really do believe that the controllers should have their little own designated eye level button. So you can still drive while you're going up and down. Push the button, still drive. Because if you latch it and you stick one of those egg buttons into the back with that little headphone jack, you can do that. You can push the button and go up and still be driving. So like to me, I feel just yeah, it saves 10 seconds, cool, but I like that. I'm on the move. I'm on the go. I need to save as much time as I can. So that's the one thing I'm still pushing for.
Now we appreciate that. And Bryson, I guess Brian is giving you and I a blueprint to get that Edge 4, right? We got to take Scott to dinner, talk with Scott, and then we'll get our Edge 4, right? Right, Bryson?
Might have to push them around a little bit. I don't know. I love my quantum people, Paul. I don't want to be too mean to them.
Wait,
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna take Brian with me. So Brian and I gonna go together, right? Right, Brian?
Yeah, I'll go with you, man. When are you guys going?
Let's do it. We got to plan that. We got to plan that. Be
Oh yeah,
partners in
okay.
crime together.
Sure, sure. Um, well, yeah, and to be honest, like I feel like that might be one of my greatest accomplishments. Maybe I think there's over 100. I know there's over 100,000. I think there. I think we're at least close or over 150,000 now. I'm not sure, but holy crap, that's amazing, right? Yeah. Just get it out there. So all of that, like the backup camera, the cup holders, the glove box, like all that came from. I'm like in a meeting with everybody, and I'm like, guys, everything you have in your car right there, you need to have here. Like, think about it. And so, and I was like, even the backup camera, that was tough push, but I can't believe I got that through too. Yeah, it was fun. I've had a great time with Quantum, and they've been great to me, and I hope I'm with them for a long time.
Me too. And I'm glad that Bryson and I are on the team too. That we
Yeah,
can
I've been with
use.
Bryson's been on the team for quite a while, man. You're an OG too. You know that, right?
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. No, I just turned 25, so I feel like I'm officially an old man. I've graduated in that club, but thank you for that, Brian. It means a lot. And I guess too for me, I have a question for you about your time with R&D, and to hear you talk about how you're going to the office. I just think that that's so great to have somebody who has that experience. But one thing that Paul and I talk about a lot is kind of people with disabilities sometimes get grouped into this one size fits all kind of category. But when you were working with R&D, and like Paul said, you were helping people with their wheelchairs. What are some things that you felt were kind of essential for wheelchair users to have? And when you were helping people, what was that process of listening to them like?
For me, I feel like it was pretty straightforward. Like we had at those abilities expos and stuff, the pit stop, and so as people would come up, they just come up and be like, "Hey, this is broken," and I'd be like, "All right, let's try to see if we can fix it." And I just hopped down. A lot of it was tire changing and things like that. Some of it was whatever, but and then like if I would notice things like really dirty chairs or things like that, be like, hey, you should probably clean these. Like it helps keep everything operating properly. And so I'm just an open, outgoing person, and I'll talk to anybody. So just be friendly, and I don't know. Being in the military, and I have like mechanical knowledge, but working with R&D and being back there watching all the guys do stuff, I just learned and picked up on how to do things. And so I just did it. And if I needed help, I'd ask one of the guys to help me. But yeah, that's all I got really.
No, and we appreciate that too, Brian, because your voice in the wheelchair game, in the wheelchair space, you can always tell ones like ourselves who have that very creative mind. We think of outside of the box. We use our chairs for everything. I mean, you are, as we can say, a daredevil. You like to do a lot of extreme stuff. So your mind is always pushing the envelope. Like, hey, how can we make these chairs do this? How can we make these chairs do that? So, were you always kind of like that daredevil kind of mentality when you were before your injury and until now, or what was it like?
Yeah, I definitely was. I mean, when we were kids growing up, like I was like 10 maybe. Um, and we'd see TV shows from ninja movies and see these ninjas doing these backflips and all that. And we're like, me and my brother look at each other, and I'm an identical twin, so I have whatever, and we're together. And both of us are just like that. Like, we see this back in the day, they used to have these telephone boxes that would come up out of the ground, right? And we would climb on top of them and try to do backflips off of them. Like, we didn't even think about getting hurt. We just did it. And like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, and then, sometimes you get hurt and you're like, all right, this hurts. And, your mom or your dad says, all right, you'll heal, whatever. And like, cool.
When I was growing up, man, I thought I could do backflips, do all these different things. Check this out. I broke this arm twice, this arm 3 times, had a broken toe, dislocated knee. I was like accident prone, man. Whatever I saw superheroes did, I wanted to do too.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Absolutely. I might say if you get to some point, might start thinking, okay, maybe this isn't for me. Because, like, I only broke a leg one time and maybe some fingers, but for the most part, I was pretty successful.
I wasn't. So yeah,
I
that's
understand. No,
great.
I'm sorry. I'm just giving you a little jab,
No,
man. It's all out of love.
no. That's real talk, brother. We keep it a buck, right? Keep it real talk, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
And Bryce, any more for our great friend Brian?
I love you, man.
I love you back, bro. Love you back.
Oh,
Yeah, Brian, I would try to say I've adopted your daredevil mentality, but a few months ago I took a fall, cracked some ribs, broke my wrist. It was not fun. That life's not for me. That life's
yeah,
not for me.
no, no. I mean, hey, look, and this is a good thing, really. Like, we're all different types of people, but we need all these different types of people, and that's how we all run and make this whole thing go round. And so, yeah, like, just be you. Do what speaks to you.
Mm, well said. Well said. My next question for
Thanks.
you, kind of stay with your role with Quantum. I know that you're a spokesperson for the Outback, so can you touch on that a little bit and why is the Outback the chair for you?
Okay, so for the longest time, and yeah, due to things, I work for Quantum, so I'm always going to be in a Quantum chair, right? Um, they have those track chairs, and I've seen them, and I've driven them once or twice, but they're really slow. Um, I felt the ride was a little rough, and I don't know, they're just big and tracks. Like, okay, I get it; it can go over everything, like whatever, and it looks cool. Like people like tanks, but I don't know. I've always pushed for Quantum to make a four-wheel drive chair, and due to there's a lot of different reasons and politics and red tape and things like that, and why we didn't. And I'm in Tennessee and I have 23 acres in the middle of nowhere, and I'm trying to like build up, like have cows and donkeys and things like that, like do farm work and stuff. And so I need something that's going to allow me to do that. And like the way Quantum kind of built theirs was like this thing's like a little ATV wheelchair. And it literally is like true four-wheel drive. I have taken that thing everywhere and I still have not gotten it stuck yet. Um, and you know, Keith May make us edit this part out right now. But I created a episode that they're not going to release because I got my edge stuck trying to go up to a water spigot. I thought maybe it might be dry enough or whatever, but no, it got stuck. And I'm like, crap. So I'm like, well, I'm getting the Outback. I grabbed a ratchet strap and I wrapped it around the seat of the edge, like the back of my seat here. And then I attached it to the Outback and I just drove forward. And the edge just went boom right onto its back. And she's like, "Huh, okay, that didn't go the way it was supposed to go." And I thought it'd be really funny and just, yeah, but they don't want to show that.
I love it. We got
Yeah.
we got to see that. We got to get the bootleg version of that, man. That's gonna be that's gonna be
I'll send
awesome.
you the video offline.
All right, let's do that. Let's do
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take it on the condition of anonymity. I won't even share. I'll just take a look at it. And
Sure.
and
But
Bryan,
no, so the Outback, let's go back to that though. Like they told me that it was happening. They had a prototype. And I'm like, guys, I'm in Tennessee. I've been here for 2 years now, and I need something I can drive on my property with because right now I'm stuck to the pavement basically. And I have 23 acres. I want to go and do stuff. And so they helped get me one of the prototypes pretty quick, and I got out there, and that thing has completely changed my life. Like I'm literally doing everything anybody else can do now, even like all the farmers. I'm out on my neighbor's farm helping him do stuff. Like I've just become so much more capable. And it's an amazing thing. And I love it.
that is so cool. You
And I'm
know,
hoping that with the next generation of it, with whatever, I'm giving back to them, it makes a difference too. We'll see.
I've been checking out your videos on the Outback, man. You've been doing your thing, man. I
Yeah.
really love it. And Bryan, one of my last questions that I have for you is about your legacy. What what type of legacy do you hope to leave behind?
So I'm going to be completely honest with you. Like, I've always wanted to be like a really humble person. And I try to like look down and people giving me compliments and things like that. Like, I try to just, I appreciate that. Thank you. And in one out and out the other. Um, because I'm afraid of that. I don't ever want that to happen. And
Definitely.
so, as far as legacy goes, I haven't really thought that much about what I want to leave behind. I just know I want to leave a good one and do the right thing. That's it.
I love that. And you and I and Bryson, we love sports.
Yeah.
There's something that was going on, a saying that they would say a few years back in sports. Remember, I am him. So
Yeah.
you are him. I'm just letting you know that you are him. I will we'll brag on you, my friend, because you're doing some amazing things. We really appreciate it.
Well, I really appreciate that. And I'm really honored that you think of me that way. And don't, I'm just your friend, man.
I'm glad, definitely glad
Cool.
of that.
Yeah.
Bryson, any closing words for our great friend Bryan?
Yeah, Brian, just super thankful to know you and to get to watch your life over the years. I know we throw the word inspiration around, but for me, it's really cool to kind of see how you've taken such tragedy, sometimes something so bad, and but you haven't looked at it as tragedy. You've used it as a catapult to help others and to also, fight for veterans' rights and also disability rights and helping with quantum. It's just really awesome to see, and we're thankful that you're a friend of the show, but also our friend too. So it's really awesome. I'm excited to see what you got next. Sounds like you've got some exciting stuff, especially that play. I know that you'll
I
rock that and
appreciate it.
kill it. So we're just really thankful that you decided to come on the show, and we know we'll have to have you
So,
back here
no, wait,
soon.
you ready for me to ask you a real question?
Absolutely.
Bryson. Bryson.
I want to know everything about Bryson. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please do
Oh,
it.
okay.
Please do it.
So,
Okay.
you were pretty young when you started with us, and you started before you were even like considered, but I always considered you one of us since the first day. And like, for one, Like, what were your thoughts when you were so young doing that? And then two, you say you looked at me doing things. Like, did I really actually help you get through things?
So I'll answer your second part of that. I definitely think so. I think you and people like Josh McDermott. Josh was always somebody else that I looked up to. I really think for me, looking back when I was so young, now
Josh
I
was
never really
much closer to
considered.
you, for sure.
And also to Josh had MD, so that was kind of another thing
Yeah.
to look up to. But definitely, you Josh, I think for me, looking back, I never really considered my identity as a disabled person when I was so young. But now, as somebody who is really proud of their identity as somebody who's disabled, I look back at those experiences of being involved with quantum and getting to talk to people like you and Josh, and also getting to work with people like John Story and Jay Brislin and Paula and all of them that been really big, really helped me feel comfortable in my skin and helped me have that platform to say, hey, I want to do what they're doing, and I want to use my voice for good. So I definitely think that you and people like Josh, and there's countless others, people like Paul as well, have been so pivotal for me to say, hey, look what they're doing. Why can't I do that? And really encourage me. So I definitely do believe that you and a bunch of other people at Quantum have had such a great impact on me, and I'm forever and internally grateful for that.
All right. Well, I would like to say one thing. I appreciate that one, and you're right. A lot of people get to see that and whatever, but man, that's all you. Like, you're the one that made the decision to do something with it. Not everybody does, man, and you had that drive. That's you. So, like, I'm impressed. Always been impressed by you. I love you, man, and yeah, know that.
I appreciate it, Brian. Love you too, man. Thank you.
Oh,
And you know what I appreciate too about Bryson. Remember when Bryson had that little small squeaky voice? Now he has a
yeah,
man voice. So
yeah,
Bryson is like a 25-year-old sir now instead of little I'm Bryson Foster. Now you're like I'm Bryson Foster now. And so
Chill
Bryson,
out, Paul. Don't expose me. Don't expose me like that. Chill out.
the way your voice have just changed over the years. Because Bryson, you and I have known each other for about 5 years since I've been on Team Quantum, and just the 5 years that I've seen you, man, just the way you turn into a young adult to now a man, now a sir. I mean, Bryson, you're something special, kid. I just want you to know that.
Thank you, man. I feel so hyped up right now. Thank you. Thank you both.
Hey, let's go all have dinner with Scott now. We can all do that. We can ask
right?
for a lot of things. How about me, you, and Brian? We have our own play together called the Quantum Play, the High Rise.
yeah,
Let's do that.
yes, yes. I
yeah,
like that. Like that idea.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Brian, thank you so much, man. Great chatting with you. And are we going to see you on the NFL field anytime soon, getting honored again?
No, I don't believe so.
Well, we got to
Uh,
change that. We got to change.
that's all right. I'd rather them honor somebody else.
Yeah.
We got more soldiers. Yeah.
Well, keep doing what you're doing, brother.
All right, man. I will. You too. Keep it up.
Well, Paul, that was another really great interview with Brian, and man, just what a cool guy. And I know we throw the word inspiration around a lot, but he truly is an inspiration to me, and just to see all that he's doing and the ways that he's giving back. It's just really great to see and to have somebody out there who's really fighting for disability rights and also veterans' rights.
Yeah, and the extreme sports that he does, like snowboarding, whitewater rafting, and all of that. I mean, that's something else, man. And just to see what he's been able to do and what he has on the horizon is really, really, really amazing. And the stuff he's done with the Outback too, with Quantum. I mean, Bryson, are you scared like me to get into the Outback?
Uh, a, a little bit. I don't know about not having two tires, having two less tires on it, but knowing Brian, that fits him. What you say, I mean, it's right up his alley as somebody who's a daredevil, and I think it's really cool. It's not every day you get to talk to somebody who won a Purple Heart and somebody also who has great heart as well. Let's see what I did there. I mean, with Quantum and all that he's doing, but yeah, the forefront's a little, the Outback's a little scared of me, but that fits him really well. I feel like that chair was made just for him, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, tell me about it. And just what he's been able to do, the media coverage he's been getting. I mean, he hangs out with Gary Sinise, Lieutenant Dan. I mean, I thought I could flex with people I know, but he got a bigger flex than me, and we really appreciate that, and looking forward to seeing him on stage doing the plays. Bryson, would you ever do a play?
I don't know, Paul. I don't know. Maybe we could do one together. We could work it out and get my people, get with your people, and we could be on Broadway soon, Paul.
You know what? We need to work on that. You know what? Why don't we go have dinner with Scott, and we'll see if Scott could back us up on a play. What do you say about that?
Yeah, but Paul, I think if we're going to do a play, we need to be in some fresh new Edge fours, don't you think?
Absolutely. So we got to have a dinner with Scott to talk about the Edge Fours. We also got to talk with our producer behind the scene, Cool Keith Hickok, to make sure that's handled, because we're a handful with Keith. I mean, you all should see how we just give Keith the business all the time, talking about we need this, we need that. Bryson and I off air, we're a bunch of divas. So, but Keith is like really chill. He knows how to handle it. So we got to give Keith his props, right, Bryson?
He's a saint. He truly is a saint. He's got the patience of Mother Teresa. Gotta love our boy Keith. That's for sure, Paul.
Yes, he does. So do us a favor, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you on the next show. I'm Paul Amadeus Lane, and that is
Bryson Foster, and we'll see you next time on Cue the Conversation.
Cue the conversation!
Quantum Rehab supports open and candid conversations between our hosts and guests. Views and opinions are theirs and do not necessarily represent the collective view of Quantum Rehab.